Monday. Welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Krystal Paco, so glad you could join us. It was in his State of Judiciary address earlier this year, Chief Justice Robert Torres announced a need for an 8th trial court judge. But the judiciary could be getting that and more. In his response, Governor DeCalvo determined there could be a greater need upstairs at the Supreme Court. Here's more. The wheels of justice are said to turn slowly, but a record number of criminal cases could turn the wheels even slower for civil cases at the judiciary of Guam. Administrator of the courts, Joshua Tenorio.
In the statute, criminal cases take precedence over civil cases, and what we've seen in the last few years are a record number of cases that have asserted the right to the speedy trial, which definitely takes precedence over everything. That combined with the complexity of the cases.
To help ease the backlog, Tenorio says Chief Justice Robert Torres called out to Governor DeCalvo in his State of Judiciary address earlier this year.
The express need is certainly an 8th Superior Court judge. That is something that the entire legal community is standing behind.
Calvo's response was more than what they asked for. In a letter to Torres, Calvo determined a need for 2 additional justices to sit on the Supreme Court. That would bring the count up to 5.
The data point he was looking at was the number of designated or pro tem justices that have been appointed over a period of time. And I think that the Chief Justice pointed out in the letter that there are a few events that have occurred that caused long-term vacancies in one of the 3 seats in the Supreme Court, which caused quite a number of designated justices to be seated.
In a response to Calvo, Torres expresses gratitude, but also says there needs to be more review.
Last year, we had a record number of decisions that were made, and a record low in the number of designated justices that were able to sit, and so that just should be considered as part of the conversation for the decision. Everything really should be data driven, and I think we'll be able to see how that's going to go over the next few years.
We all stand united with Orlando in the wake of the shooting tragedy there. And as Ken Kitaniza reports, the events take place as Pride Month is celebrated around the world and here on Guam.
The tragedy at Pulse nightclub in Orlando is being called the worst mass shooting in American history. According to ISA Guam member James Servino, hate-motivated crimes like this have an impact that extends beyond Orlando, but across the world, even here on Guam. He says violence and bias-motivated crimes against the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer or questioning community occurs across the country every single day.
We in our community are aware here on Guam of some instances of violence against LGBT people, but often those acts of violence get unreported or underreported. The FBI statistics here on Guam don't even register a hate crime for the LGBT community in their previous reports.
The mass shooting sadly occurs during LGBTQ Pride Month, a celebration that actually began as a result of violence, particularly police brutality against LGBTQ people. Each year, Pride Month is celebrated in June in honor of the 1969 Stonewall riots in Manhattan, which is considered a tipping point for the gay liberation movement in the United States.
That was when the LGBT community was facing harassment and abuse from the police department of New York. It really started with raids on clubs just like Pulse in Orlando. So rather than a violence from a deranged, hateful person, there was institutional hate in the government and in the police force. And finally, the LGBT community, under the actions of drag queens and transgender women, fought back against this police brutality.
Equality and creating safe spaces for Guam LGBTQ is the goal of a new group called ISA Guam. Founder and chairwoman Lacia Casil.
As some of you may know, ISA is the Chamorro word for rainbow. It also stands for Inagofli Asoza Aguaidza, which means a group of friends coming together to support and love one another. And it was my vision, and James and the other founding members, to create this organization to connect the LGBT community here in Guam, to strengthen our ties here in our community, and to advocate for LGBT rights and equality here.
She adds Pride Month in East Guam is also about recognizing straight allies in our community.
You know, I have this great support here of allies here in Guam and across the world. You know, our families that come out, and we just want to reach out to them as well to come and join us.
And while the big Pride Party was held last weekend, East Guam will be holding another event called Pride in the Pacific on June 26th at Jimmy D's starting at 4 p.m. The event is open to all ages. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.
The Guam Election Commission needs precinct officials for the upcoming election. GEC Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says because the respective political parties did not submit enough names for officials, they now have to recruit for all the villages.
They run the election, they service the voters at the 22 polling sites. So we need to get them in early because we have to start training them. We do train both those that have been placed in the precinct as well as the alternates.
The GEC currently has 285 out of the 395 people signed up, including alternates. Precinct officials have to be registered to vote, read and write in the English language, attend training, and pass an election exam. Precinct officials will get paid $350 for their work on Election Day. For more information, call the GEC at 477-9791. Guam's newest charter school has successfully completed its first full academic school year. And according to iLearn Academy Charter School Assistant Principal Rachel Acaro, plans to build a brand new facility are underway. While the school is currently housed on Cortec property in Dedido, she said a new Harmon campus is expected to be completed by August 2017. The new campus will accommodate iLearn's growing student population.
Last year, we ended enrollment with 360 students. For August, we're able to increase to 450. And as it stands right now, the grade levels are filling up quickly.
iLearn hopes to accommodate up to 600 students by 2020. The charter school provides a unique curriculum that emphasizes science, technology, engineering, and math. The Guam Community College celebrated its second Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design Gold certification Monday morning. The $5.2 million project to renovate and expand Building E is part of GCC's plan to foster student success by cultivating a sustainable environment conducive to learning. The two-story building includes photovoltaic panels, a rainwater catchment system, natural lighting, pervious pavement, recycling, and more. GCC is also gearing up for the renovation and expansion of Building 100 set to break ground this summer. Governor DeCalvo has appointed Sam Mabini to serve as the new director of the Guam Department of Labor. Mabini takes over following the recent retirement of Director Maria Connolly. Over the past year, Mabini served as the deputy director of DOL. Prior to that, she was an academic vice president for Pacific Islands University, general manager for PBS Guam, and a senator in the 31st Guam legislature. A new and improved cancer resource guide is now available to the public thanks to the Department of Public Health and Social Services. Cinda Labad has more.
It is the second leading cause of death on Guam, and according to Guam Comprehensive Cancer Control Program Coordinator Lawrence Alam, cancer is now affecting Guamanians at a younger age.
We do get one person dying of cancer every 2.5 days. So the burden of cancer is really a big burden to our island.
The coalition has developed a newly revised and updated cancer passport in order to better inform those who suffer from the disease.
The passport that we have right now will be a tool for those people that are really just, want to center themselves, want to focus in on what they need to do. And so it does begin with a resource guide followed by different chapters on just discussing about what cancer is, the type of treatments that you can undergo, and other things that you can do so that you can be guided as to what you need to do.
The passport is free for the public and includes information related to medical providers, public health services, and cancer statistics.
The top cancers in Guam are breast, colorectal cancer, prostate, liver cancer, and cervical cancer.
Public Information Officer Vivian Pareja says the coalition aims to spread awareness.
The program focuses on bringing representatives from the Cancer Network on Guam to address prevention, screening, early detection, policy and advocacy, data and research, and survivorship.
For more information on the Guam Cancer Passport, you can call 735-7335. For Guam's News Network, I'm Sindel Abad.
Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we'll rehash some of the big stories of the past week, and still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers Report.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens,
it's a beautiful day.
We rely on the people we trust,
It's a beautiful,
who we can always count on,
beautiful day.
and to the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need
It's a beautiful day.
wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
Tourism. It's Guam's #1 industry. And if you look around, you'll see how it's working for all of us. The money we make from tourism goes into projects that keep our island beautiful. From all our major roadways to our village streets, from our historic parks to our pools and beaches.
Tourism works.
Tourism works. Tourism works.
Tourism works for me.
Brought to you by GVB, Sizu's Maasi, for making Guam the best place to live, work, and visit.
I was walking home, just picked us up 2 breakfast croissants for $4 when this bear attacked. With one swipe, it devoured one of the croissants. Then Jack showed up and took care of the beast so I could escape.
And that's what happened to your breakfast croissant.
And yours? It survived.
Share it with yourself. Freshly cracked egg with ham and bacon or sausage. Get 2 breakfast croissants for $4.
Hot summer cool deals only at Triple J Auto Group. Receive a free $500 Kmart gift certificate with every purchase just in time for summer spending. Get unbelievable deals on remaining 2015 and all new shipments of 2016 models. Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazdas, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. New cars as low as $98 per paycheck and used cars as low as $85 per paycheck. Get pre-approved instantly at carsguam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
Hafide, and welcome back to Weekend Edition. This is Rehash, where we recap the big stories of the past week. And as you can see, we have a very fresh face here on the Rehash desk. And we'd like to introduce you to Sindel Abad, and you've just seen her story here on Weekend Edition, her first story, and she's been with us for about 2.5 weeks.
Yes, just about.
So tell us about your experience here at KUAM.
Well, my internship here, it's been everything from FestPack to Guam Live, from PMIA to court to church, and just covering a whole bunch of different beats.
So she's followed each and every one of us, except for Nestor yet. We haven't covered him yet. But you can see more of Sindel's stories or more of her shadowing us. She's also been helping us with her social media. Yeah. She's snapping, Facebook Living with us. And again, her story today was on the cancer research.
Yes, the new cancer passport research, it's by the Department of Public Health.
Okay, so next up we have Ken.
Yeah, so this time last year we were talking about marriage equality, and sadly we're talking about a tragedy that's happening in Orlando from the mass shooting, the worst mass shooting in American history. Well, you know, just around the world, just like everyone doing around the world, here on Guam, we're also standing with Orlando. And this week there were several events and memorials in honor of the victims. There was a memorial mass at Totu Church, and there was also a candlelight vigil at Club Icon on Thursday night. I guess one of the most significant parts was at the Laddie of Freedom, you know, this iconic symbol of Guam. They lit it up in rainbow lights, you know, like the Eiffel Tower, the Sydney Harbor Bridge. Guam joins them in honoring the victims. So it was a really nice ceremony. They read the names of all the 49 victims who died, and also just spoke about LGBTQ issues on Guam and throughout the world and the challenges they face. So I know that there's several events happening this month and next month, so keep on the lookout for that.
Wait, Ken, I had a question for you. How long will that be lit up, the Laddie?
Oh, the Laddie of Freedom was just on Thursday from 6:30 to midnight, but we have a live stream where you can see it, and there's lots of pictures. You can see it on our Facebook also. But the Guam Museum, it will be lit slightly in rainbow colors over the weekend as well, this weekend.
Okay, and Esther?
Well, we had an opportunity to talk to the governor had put together a task force to look into the problems with the hospital. And as we all know, the hospital has had a chronic financial problems for the past, I don't know how many decades now. So this team was put together to review what they could do to kind of minimize the expenses and improve whatever they could. And they put together about a 200-page report. And as a result of that, they've come up with a bill that they submitted to the legislature this week. And basically it contains all of their recommendations for basically funding the hospital. But long story short, the biggest component of that is potential tax increases. They submitted, as part of the bill, one section that makes suggestions as to what sort of taxes can be increased, and it would leave it up to the legislature basically to select which ones they would want to include in a bill or a law that would be passed. So I think there is funding for $160 million worth of improvements at the hospital, a bond issue, and then going forward about $40 million in tax and fee increases to pay for ongoing operations of the hospital.
So hopefully the end result will be a speedy recovery for GMH.
Well, it depends on what the legislation is.
And as for myself, I followed up with the ongoing church controversies, and this week we had a fourth alleged victim of Archbishop Anthony Apron. His name was Roland Sondia, and he came out. He's the third individual to have a press conference style, but the fourth total, or fifth, depending on when you start. If you start with John Tovis, so Roland Sondia alleges he was an altar server at Mount Carmel in Agate when he was molested by then Father Anthony Apron. And so he too is represented by attorney David Lujan. Lujan is representing most of the alleged victims at this point. And we actually saw some action this week from Acting Apostolic Administrator, Archbishop Saviohan Taifai, who actually took some action on Archbishop Anthony Apron's last orders prior to being placed on leave. And that was action to two decrees. The first decree was basically a gag order on the CCOG, the Concerned Catholics of Guam. And the second decree, although the Archdiocese said it was a private matter, KUAM was able to confirm that it was relevant to a gag order placed on Deacon Steve Martinez. If you might remember, a few weeks ago, Deacon Steve actually spoke out about what the current church policy reads when it comes to sexual abuse allegations. And according to that policy, the Archbishop actually has the final say on what cases get investigated when it comes to child sex abuse, even if Apron stands as the accused. And if you have any stories you want us to cover here at KUAM, email us at, I was going to say Krystal at KUAM. You can email us at reporters@kuam.com.
If you get nervous about having dental treatment, you're not alone. An estimated 35 million adults experience anxiety or nervousness at the simple thought of visiting the dentist. As your dentist, I strive to make your visit as painless or pain-free as possible. And I frequently tell my patients that in the 21st century, if we can give you medicines to put your tooth to sleep or medicines to take an infection or toothache away, we can surely give you something to help relax you and take all fear away. No one ought to sit in a dental chair thinking of bad childhood memories or fearing injections. If you're a dental coward, but you really do want your teeth fixed, don't wait until the pain is killing you. Come in, tell us your fears, and set up an appointment. We have convinced many that dental treatment doesn't need to be scary anymore. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. You shall never know all the good a simple smile can do.
Now is the time, Guam. The Drive-In Discovery event is going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Get the award-winning 2016 Hyundai Accent starting at just $11,995. That's right, $11,995. Or indulge in the completely redesigned 2017 Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. For fast credit approval, visit us online at carsplusquam.com. With quick and easy financing available, the time to buy is now. Come experience the Drive-In Discovery event today at Cars Plus Hyundai, the official vehicle sponsor of FestPack. Cars Plus, driven by you.
While hundreds of homeless seek shelter every day, when memories fade like old photographs, and families struggle to care for loved ones with special needs, as young children are caught in the storm of abuse and neglect, we are there. For over 30 years, we have helped Guam's victims of life when there was nowhere else to turn. You can help too by giving $1 a month. God bless you.
A well-put-together man is said to be sharp. At GMC, we get why people appreciate that kind of precision. After all, precision is the kind of sharp that slices through a crowd. This is the precision of professional grade.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today for great offers. We are your GMC dealer of Guam.
Summertime is upon us, my friends, and that means many Guamanians are going to be out and about, and that means there is also an increased probability for crime. And who better to tell us how we as islanders can stay safe and help each other than Officer Paul Tapao, our good friend from the Guam Police Department. Officer Tapao, welcome back.
Hey, Alfred, thanks for having me again.
Okay, now what types of crime do you people at GPD tend to see like in the summer months?
Well, you know, because of the fact that it's summertime and a lot of the schools are closed, other than the exception of summer school, you have a lot of free time for these young adults. And so unfortunately, some of these young adults, they tend to stray away from the greater line of the law. So you're going to see a lot of typical crimes that young adults will perform or will carry out, particularly like car break-ins, just simple burglaries through vehicles, going around the neighborhood, checking which cars are unsecured and just going and popping on some change. But also whatever items that they can actually obtain from that vehicle, they're going to take the opportunity to take it. So we're seeing a greater trend with this, and we're understanding that the trend is also showing that it's particularly the young adults that are committing these crimes.
Now here on Guam, Paul, we've got a strange dynamic. It's interesting dynamic, I should say, because, you know, in the summer months, a lot of kids who go off island for college or, you know, people live off island, they come back here so that they can spend time with their families. So we get kind of an influx of people from off island. And at the same time, we get a lot of locals who go away for maybe, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in the States to vacation. So how can we keep our homes safer during these summer months?
You know, really, it is just a matter of you reaching out to your neighbors. I'm constantly stressing the move for a neighborhood watch program within your community. You're leaving off island. What better way than to have your neighbors actually be the ones, the stewards of the community, and just by checking on your home on a daily basis by simply going in, making sure and trusting your neighbor to make take account of what's going on in your home while you're not there. And by simply you establishing that neighborhood watch program, you're taking that step for a safer community.
Now, how's that coming along, by the way? Because, you know, like you said, you've been talking about a lot of people have written us and they've sent us messages and saying, hey, like, I'm all about that. I lived in the States. It made my community safe and I felt really good for doing it. I want in.
Yeah, absolutely. Just over the week, we've actually completed, and we actually got Santa Rita organized. You know, they're full blown already. They actually have a communication tree that consists of a WhatsApp program. They have a Facebook page. The mayor and the staff is going to be working on a newsletter. We've recruited area commander and block captains within that area. So the success of that is actually the community that's driving it forward. And we also talk to the community members about trends happening with crime. And one of the things we talked about in our last meeting are crimes that are committed by juveniles and what to look out for. So that's the benefits of the Neighborhood Watch program, is that you're going to have us giving you briefings on how to, of what's trending, what type of crime is trending, so that you can prepare for that. So, congratulations again to Santa Rita for setting up their watch program.
All right, great job, Santa Rita. Proud of you guys. Okay, well, speaking of passing on information about crime, what do we have this week for our crime of the week?
This week, unfortunately, is a robbery that occurred at the Tuman area.
Okay, let's find out what happened.
On Saturday, June 4th at around 10:30 in the evening, two tourists were walking on the sidewalk area of Route 14 Tuman by the Royal Orchid Hotel's open field parking lot. As the tourists were walking towards Royal Orchid, an unknown male emerged from the open lot, approached one of the tourists from behind, and was able to cut the shoulder strap of her bag and fled towards JFK Hill with the bag. The victim only described the suspect to be male, with light complexion, being bald-headed, and having a muscular build. As a result of the robbery, no one was hurt. The Guam Crime Stoppers is asking the help from the community in reference to this robbery. If you have any information about this crime or any other crime, please call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. That's 477-4357. You can also send a text to 486-HELP. That's 486-4357. You can also submit information of a crime through our webpage at guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
All right, we appreciate the information as always, Officer Tapao. So in closing, summertime, is there anything that we can do better? You said communication is key, knowing your neighbors, having a good reputation with them and everything like that. How can we as civilians help you guys to do your job better?
Simply come forward and report crime. If you see anything suspicious in your neighborhood, help us out. Give us a call. If you see anything suspicious that's happening, within the schools and everything, because the schools are not going to be frequented by the students, give us a call. We need the information in order for us to pursue the complaints or to pursue, to send our officers to that area. So whatever you see that's suspicious, start coming forward and providing information to the Guam Police.
And you've told us that many times because, you and your brothers and sisters at GPD, you guys are deputized, you have the intel, you have the training, and you have the motivation and the mission of what you're doing. But as Guamanians, we're all on the same team.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all for one Guam. We want a safer Guam, but we need everybody's help. It's not just the Guam Police Department. This is the time where the community is going to step in.
All right. Thank you much. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me again.
All right. Please stay tuned, everybody. We are back with more show right after this.
One day, you'll get to play your own music.
You get to climb as high as you want.
And maybe more people will start noticing what you do. I just hope that when that day comes,
I'd still be your rock star. I'd still be your hero.
I'd still be your partner.
But no matter what happens, I'll still be your dad.
The spring cleaning event is on at Nissan.
Get into a head-turning 2016 Nissan Rogue with up to $5,000 off with no money down. During this spring cleaning event, you'll find great no money down deals on the Nissan Pathfinder, Versa Note, and Altima. The Nissan Rogue, spacious, stylish, the best all-wheel drive vehicle under $25,000, up to $5,000 off and no money down. During the spring cleaning event at Nissan Upper Tuman. Find out more at nissanguam.com.
When you reserve a party at Chuck E. Cheese's, it's guaranteed to be a blast. Blast off! And now birthdays are more of a blast than ever, because for a limited time, tickets in the Ticket Blaster are worth double.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Cars Plus has been around since 1999, and when FestPack was first brought up 4 years ago to Joyce, we knew we wanted to be a part of it. This truly was going to be something special for our island.
Hunggan, dinansi si Joey, mansen magufami gwinigi Cars Plus, sa hita ni tataltano, man magufam, malas at tafat nuyes ti siya oche manyat duta ginin ocho na lugar. Malas at tafandanya sa man pareho hit todo inengeta ilingwahi todo ni sinya infat nagwi siya siya mafat nagwi hitalo man magufam ni patasok gu esti napata azuda I FestPack gwinigi Guam.
It's such an honor being a part of FestPack and knowing that Guam has made a powerful mark in our visitors' minds. This really is a special time for all of us. Viva FestPack!
And before we close out the news tonight, here's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy birthday to you, Efren Bataclan. Love, Christine. Turning 21, Kayla Ashley Leon Guerrero. Happy 21st birthday. Love the family. Happy birthday to you, James Tenorio Parish. From your family, we love you. And happy birthday to Kobe J, turning 1 this weekend. Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend, and happy Father's Day, especially to my dad, Rudy Paco.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&D.